Welcome back again. So Clare lead Waterford 110 to 1-2. Let me remind you, by the way, that in our nighttime programme tonight, we will not just have a review of today's match, we'll also have the draw for the All-Ireland Hurling quarter-finals, because the teams that go to the semi-finals and the quarter-finals should be known after today's match. Tomás Mulcahy, it looks like Clare are going to be in that semi-final.
Yes, having said that, Waterford did have some chances in the first half to get more than 1-2 on the scoreboard, but didn't take those chances. And in most of the finals, particularly against Clare, you've got to take your chances. They had chances to get a few points. They seemed to be very, very nervous early on. They lost a lot of possession, and it contributed to Clare scoring at the other end. And they'll be disappointed to go in at half-time 8 points down, but you've got to hand it to Clare. They're moving the ball very, very quickly. They're taking some excellent scores. I mean, they got 1-10 and they got 1-9 from play, and also they got a tonic of a start in with a goal at the start of the game.
It's very difficult, Pete, even when Waterford have the breeze in the second half, to see them clipping over those kind of scores the way Clare have been doing.
It is very difficult because their forward line aren't playing really that well. Dan Shanahan has 3 or 4 wides, Billy O'Sullivan isn't really in the game, and we haven't seen very much of McGrath either. Paul Flynn is really the only one that's popping up every now and again, but they will get a lot more possession in the second half, but their half-back line have to shift the ball earlier down and keep it low, because it's pointless driving balls wide, and Clare are having a puck out back down again on top of their defence.
You make all the plans, Tomás, for a big day like this, send the team out, hopefully in the right frame of mind. What happens in the first minute of the game? The ball's in the back of the net.
Yeah, and that's we've been saying that at the start of the game, that's something that Waterford didn't want to happen, was to concede a soft score or concede a goal. And I think this one caught us all by surprise. It's a free by Shiny McMahon, and it comes off the upright. And there you have Alan Markham to pick it up, and it's a tremendous score. That's a tonic start for Clare. It's a big disappointment for Waterford, and I'm sure that set them back a small little bit, because you don't want to concede goals, particularly when you're defending against the breeze like that. And it was a terrific start for Clare, and well finished by Alan Markham. Yeah,
it was certainly the right kind of start from Clare's point of view. We saw time and time again, Pete, in that first half, Waterford in possession, giving it away or letting it slip away from them, and then a score coming out from Clare. And then one example of this now, for example, Paul Flynn had a great goal chance. Let's have a look at this.
Yeah, Waterford squandered an awful lot of possession, and ironically Clare got points out of it, and if they can stop that in the second half, we see Paul Flynn here now, he's straight through. Shiny McMahon can feel lucky that his name wasn't taken at least, but Flynn still has a good opportunity to get a strike on it. Hurley is throwing, but it's squandered there again. Now that ball was clear down the field, and Ollie Baker, I think it is, that puts it over the bar eventually. Now they've been guilty of giving away good possession, not being under that much pressure, giving away possession, and Clare have nipped in and tapped it over the bar. That has happened especially to their half-back line, who are trying to find one another with short passes. Here we see Baker now.
And the way that Baker takes the point, I mean, it's as simple as that.
As simple as that, and you take that, that's a 2-point swing at least. If they got the free and put it over the bar, that's their point, and Baker wouldn't have scored his. So it would really be only 6 points of a difference. So they'll have to cut that out, especially in the second half. Things haven't really gone that well for Waterford now in the first half. They've had more wides playing against the breeze than Clare, and they'll have to really button down now again and take these opportunities, because they are going to get them. Now, I wouldn't really be afraid of an 8-point lead with a wind like that, but it's no good having the breeze unless your forwards are able to score.
Well, they did get one break in that first half, Tomás, which was the goal they got, and they were actually lucky here, because it deserved a goal, and it looked like it was going to slip away as well.
Yeah, and the man that got it himself has looked very lively when he has got into possession, and when he takes it on here, as it comes to him, we see that it's a great run by himself into the centre, and he has definitely got the eye for goal, and it's a tremendous run, and you can see players coming across, and he likes to kick it, but it's a great save by David Fitzgerald. But Kerwin's on hand, Anthony Kerwin's on hand to actually put it into the back of the net. It was a great run by Paul Flynn, and we need to see a lot more of him in the second half. I would like to see him maybe coming out the field a bit more, because he is an excellent player. He needs to be involved in the game all the time.
So if Waterford are going to get a grip on this, then how exactly are they going to do it?
I think when you're playing with the breeze, there's a tendency that you can crowd in the second half, with puckouts coming down, raining down on top of the half-back line, and we see the Clare half-back line can really dominate under this type of pressure. They're going to have to open it up, keep it open, keep it wide, keep open spaces. We've seen Clare doing this in the first half. They were switching half forwards, moving left and right, and the Waterford backs really didn't know what to do with them, and they got some excellent scores out of it. I think if Waterford start punching it now again, it's going to suit the Clare half-back line and the Clare full-back line. They've shown in the past, in a number of matches, that they've been very, very dominant, and they are an excellent team in their back division. So it's going to be up to Waterford to try and break them down by keeping it open.
And this is something, obviously, that Gerald McCarthy will be trying to drill into them now in the dressing room.
Oh, I would think so. I mean, they're going to be downhearted, 8 points down, but I mean, we've seen last year, Kilkenny 10 points down against Galway, came back with a very, very strong breeze in the second half. Whether they have somebody of the calibre of DJ Carey to pull them back and get the scores from the second half remains to be seen. They haven't shown that in the first half, which is a worrying thing.
Yeah, a worry, Pete, is the fact that in the league final, Waterford did this against Cork. Plenty of possession, and they were betting it left and right of the post for better days and not getting the scores that actually would have won them the match because they had enough of that possession.
They will, and they will get a lot of possession in the second half. But they have to play the game in Clare's defence. Their half-back line, full-back line, just let the ball go. Don't be trying to find anybody with hand passes. Let it go on the ground anyway, get it down there. But they have to convert, and they have been guilty of that in the past. Not getting opportunities, not taking them. Paul Flynn is playing well, as I said, but more of the players will have to come into the game. They'll have to spread it out. The corner forwards will have to keep it wide and give themselves that bit of space, because it could get overcrowded, and Clare love it when it's crowded, and they'll slow everything down to a crawling pace in this half. When you see them taking frees and line balls and puck outs, it's going to be so slow, you'll be yawning.
Of course, well, the teams are coming back out onto the pitch, as you can see behind me there, for the second half. Big test for Waterford. Number 21 jersey, Ger Canning, is going to tell us exactly if there are changes and what changes there are on the two teams, indeed.
Yeah, well, we've just got one team out at this stage, Michael, and that is Micheál White from the Mount Sion club, coming in for his third championship match. There was a degree of discussion, I know, in Waterford before this match that perhaps he should have been included. He's in place of Dave Bennett. Dave, who started at left half forward from Lismore. He's made way, and so Micheál White, who has a decent enough scoring track record in the Waterford colours, he gets his chance at the start of the second half. Willie Barrett and his officials wait patiently for the Clare side to come back out for the second half. Waterford were here first, I can tell you today, having had a session this morning, and Clare, as usual, came in pretty late, around about 10 to 3. There's Gerald McCarthy there, along with John Galvin. John, who played in those two Munster finals in 82 and 83. Shattering defeats for Waterford, and Clare come back out for the start of the second half. We're not anticipating any changes there, and a quick look around reveals that that's exactly the situation. Indeed, Ger Loughnane has some interesting things to say before the match here. He's talking about the sense of occasion that you always get at a Munster final, whereas the All-Ireland final is more business-like. And down in front of me here, one of the officials is trying to get the various selectors in from the sideline, because they have been parading up and down, and each side trying to gain a slight advantage. So Gerald's been going up and down, and Ger Loughnane's been going up and down, and the officials have been trying to keep them back, and it's made life difficult for our camera down